I paid for my sister's wedding, yet I wasn't even invited. She told me I didn't fit the vibe. But the smile disappeared from her face when the venue canceled everything at the last minute and she realized the payments had stopped. I remember exactly how I found out I wasn't invited. Not through a conversation, not a mix-up in the mail. I saw it on Instagram. There it was, a gold-embossed invitation card resting on white satin. The caption read, "The countdown begins. Can't wait to celebrate with all my loved ones on the most special day of my life." All her loved ones, except me. At first, I thought it had to be a mistake. Maybe my invite got lost. Maybe she just hadn't mentioned it yet. After all, I'd spent the last 6 months helping her plan the perfect day. I paid the venue deposit. I covered the catering advance when our parents hesitated. I even gave her money for a dress I'd never seen. I scrolled through the comments, my stomach sinking. Friends, co-workers, distant relatives, everyone was excited. Someone even joked, "That guest list must be tight." Tight, curated, exclusive. That's when the knot in my gut formed. I sent her a message. "Hey, I saw the post. Just realized I never got my invite. Did it get lost?" I waited for a reply. Nothing. An hour passed, then 2. Finally, at 10:34 p.m., my phone buzzed. "Hey, I was going to talk to you about this. I hope you understand, but we had to make some tough calls with the guest list. It's a very curated event, no offense, but you don't really fit the vibe. I know you'll be happy for me from afar though. Love you." Curated event. Don't fit the vibe. Happy from afar. I read the message 3 times. It wasn't an oversight, I'd been cut out on purpose. And I knew why. I didn't have a corporate job. I didn't wear suits or attend cocktail parties. I ran a luxury auto repair shop, hardworking, profitable, and built from scratch, but to my family, that didn't matter. To them, I wasn't a professional, I was a mechanic. A guy with stained hands and steel-toe boots. My sister never said it directly, but the way she flinched when I showed up in work clothes told me everything. Her friends wore watches that cost more than my tools. She introduced me with a shrug. "That's my brother, he fixes cars." I wasn't part of the image she wanted for her wedding, even though I paid for it. I should have seen it coming. For years, my parents overlooked my success. My sister's job in marketing? Applauded. My business expansion? Ignored. But I still helped when they needed me. She'd once complained, swirling wine at dinner, "If you want something nice, you have to pay for it." I joked, "Easy for you to say." She snapped, "You don't have student loans, you wear the same boots every day." That was her worldview, appearance over substance. Didn't matter how many hours I worked or how many jobs I created. I didn't look successful, so I wasn't. Still, I wired the money without hesitation. Told myself I didn't need an invite. Told myself it was about family. But now I knew the truth. That night, I couldn't sleep. I replayed every moment, trying to pinpoint the exact second she decided I wasn't good enough to be seen beside her. The next morning, I drove to my parents' house unannounced. I heard them before they saw me. "Well, you know how he is," my mother said, voice tight with judgment. "I just don't want him embarrassing me." "It's a sophisticated event," my sister replied. "I can't have him showing up like he just crawled out from under a car." "He's family," my dad muttered, but he didn't mean it. "Exactly," she said. "He should understand, he doesn't belong there." I stepped into the kitchen. My sister froze. My mother pretended to stir a pot. I stood quietly before asking, "So that's how you see me?" She straightened up. "Don't take it personally, it's just not your kind of crowd." I crossed my arms. "Come on, you know exactly what I mean." She rolled her eyes. "Everyone there is from the corporate world, lawyers, executives, people who actually network. You'd have nothing in common with them." I tilted my head. "Right, because I don't sit in an office and push paper, I must be too dumb to hold a conversation?" "I didn't say that," she shot back, but her face said otherwise. My mother sighed. "Sweetheart, it's just a different type of event. You do come off a little rough sometimes, always in those work clothes, and, well, you just don't carry yourself like the rest of her guests." "I own a business," I said, voice steady. "I make more money than half those sophisticated people combined. But because I don't wear a tailored suit, I'm not good enough? My sister groaned. It's not about the money, it's about the image. Look, you helped a lot, and I appreciate it. But this is my wedding. I need everything perfect. You just don't fit. There it was. The truth. Didn't matter that I covered the venue. Didn't matter that I paid for her dress. Didn't matter that I bailed her out every time she overspent. To them, I'd always be the grease-stained mechanic. I nodded slowly. Got it. Oh, don't be like that. My mother jumped in. We'll do a nice dinner after the honeymoon. Just family. That's more your speed. I smiled, coldly. You're right, that would be more my speed, because where I'm from, when someone helps you, you don't turn around and treat them like trash. I grabbed my keys and walked out. Halfway back to my shop, my phone buzzed. Sister, don't make this a big deal, okay? You know I love you. Hope you can still help with the final cake payment, it's due Friday. Zuxo. I laughed. So hard I had to pull over. She actually thought I was still going to pay. That I'd swallow my pride, again. She had no idea. By the time I got to the shop, my mind was made up. For years, I'd been the safety net, the fixer, the yes man. All in the name of family. But this was the last straw. She took my money, she took my help, and when it was time to stand by me, she slammed the door in my face. And yet she still had the audacity to text me about the damn cake. Not anymore. I texted back. Me, sorry, I wouldn't want to embarrass you by being associated with your wedding. I'm sure you'll figure it out without me. Good luck. No emojis, no fake kindness, just truth. Not 5 minutes later, she called. I let it ring. Then she called again. Then my mom. Then my dad. By closing time, I had 12 missed calls. The next morning, I woke up to a flood of texts. Sister, what do you mean you're not paying? The cake is already ordered. You can't just back out, we're counting on you. Mom, sweetheart, don't be spiteful. This is all just a big misunderstanding. Let's talk. Dad, we raised you better than this. I stared at the screen and shook my head. Not a single apology. No, I'm sorry. Just assumptions, entitlement, expectations. So I called my sister. She picked up immediately. Oh my God, finally, I don't know what's gotten into you, but you're acting crazy. You already said you'd. I changed my mind. Silence. What? I'm not paying another cent. Figure it out. You're kidding, right? She said, voice rising. You're really going to screw me over like this? I laughed. Screw you over? Like how you left me off the guest list because I didn't fit the vibe? Or how you and Mom talked about me like I was some embarrassment? That kind of screwing over? She huffed. Oh my God, that was about appearances, not you personally. But this? This is money, real responsibility. Exactly, I said, and it's not my responsibility anymore. You made it clear I don't belong, so now I'm acting accordingly. Don't be dramatic, she snapped. You're just mad because you didn't get an invite. Grow up. I inhaled deeply, steadying myself. You really think I'm mad about the invite? No, I'm mad because you used me, because you took my money while pretending I was beneath you. That's what burns. Oh please, she scoffed. You've got money, you wouldn't even miss it. There it was. Not gratitude, not regret. Just pure greed. You're right, I said coldly. I do have money, and none of it's going to you, ever again. Wait, she started. I hung up. This time, for good. She didn't call again. But my parents did. Mom, your sister is under so much stress. Dad, what's a couple thousand to you? It's already planned. Mom, again, family helps family. I finally replied. Me, funny, I don't remember any of you helping me when I was building my business, or when I was working 16-hour days, or when I paid for half the wedding and still got treated like dirt. You can all figure it out. I'm out. I hung up and blocked every number. Let them panic. I expected shouting, guilt trips, maybe threats. But for 2 whole days, silence. That's when I knew they weren't angry. They were scrambling. They were trying to replace what they thought they could leech from me forever. Then on day 3, my mother showed up at my shop. No call, no warning. She just walked in, scanning the garage, clearly uncomfortable. I wiped my hands and crossed my arms. Something wrong? Her voice was tight. We need to talk. I gestured to my office. Be my guest. She sat across from me, hands folded, gaze uneasy. She didn't belong here, and we both knew it. Finally, she said, "Your sister is in trouble." I raised an eyebrow. Oh, don't pretend like you don't know. I don't, I said, leaning back, but I have a feeling you're going to tell me. She exhaled sharply, like she was the one who had a right to be frustrated. The bakery won't release the cake without full payment. The venue is threatening to cancel unless she settles the balance. The florist still hasn't been paid. I stayed silent. The wedding's in 2 weeks, she continued. She can't handle this on her own. That's unfortunate, I said. She blinked, genuinely stunned that I wasn't rushing to fix everything. You have the money, she said slowly, like speaking to a child. You could help and you wouldn't even feel it. I smiled. And yet, here we are. Her nostrils flared. Stop being petty. You agreed to help. She planned everything around that. You can't just back out now. I tilted my head. You mean like how she planned her guest list without me? Funny how that works. This isn't the same thing. Sure it is. She made a choice. Now I've made mine. She wanted a wedding without me? That means she doesn't need my money either. She rubbed her temples. If you don't help, she'll have to downgrade everything. People will talk. I laughed. There it is. Not about love, just about saving face. She deserves a beautiful wedding. She deserves what she can afford. She straightened, jaw tight. So that's it? You're just going to sit there and let your sister suffer? She's not suffering. She's finally learning what life looks like without a fallback plan. She stared for a long moment, then stood, adjusted her purse, smoothed her blouse. You'll regret this. Maybe. She walked out. I didn't feel guilt, just relief. In the days that followed, the cracks in my sister's plans began to show. She posted a vague Facebook status. It's so hard when the people you count on let you down, but I guess that's life. I ignored it. A cousin called next. Hey, what's going on? She said you bailed on the wedding. That's correct. Why? Because she didn't invite me. Silence. Then, yeah, okay, fair. The next day, she texted, Sister, can we talk? An hour later, I replied, Me, talk about what? Sister, I don't want things to be like this. Can we meet for coffee? I almost laughed. She didn't care about how things were. She cared that the money stopped flowing. Still, I was curious. She was already there when I arrived, tapping manicured nails on her coffee cup. Hey, she sighed. Look, I know you're upset. I'm not upset. I just see things clearly now. Her smile faded. What does that mean? It means I get it. I'm useful to you until I'm inconvenient. You didn't invite me, but expected my money. Can't have it both ways. That's not fair. No, it's honest. She hesitated. If I invite you now, will you help? I stood. Enjoy your wedding. You'll just have to figure it out without me. The morning of the wedding, I woke up light. No stress, no drama, no obligations. At 11:27 a.m., my mom called. Ignored. At 11:42 a.m., Dad. Ignored. At 12:03 p.m., my cousin texted. Cousin, bro, you won't believe this. The venue kicked them out. I stared at my screen and laughed. The final payment hadn't come. The venue canceled. Locked doors, confused guests, chaos. No cake, no flowers, no luxury, no show. At 1:15 p.m., my sister finally called. I picked up. What? Are you happy now? She screamed. Amused. About what? The wedding is ruined. Oh, didn't have enough money? You knew that. You were supposed to help. No, I said. You assumed. Long silence. You let me fail. No, you failed all by yourself. Her voice cracked. Why couldn't you just help, after everything we've been through? I laughed bitterly. After everything you've done, the way you've used me for years, took my money, dismissed me, Cut me out and still expected me to show up with a checkbook? I didn't mean it like that, she whispered. You never do, that's the problem. Another pause. So that's it? She said weakly. You're really walking away? I already did, you just didn't notice until now. And I hung up. They moved the wedding to someone's backyard. No glitz, no glamour, just folding chairs and dollar store streamers. I heard she cried through most of it. I didn't reach out. I didn't apologize. I let them handle their mess, for once. And for the first time in my life, I felt free. Final update: 1 year later. My parents stopped trying after a few months. The guilt trips dried up. The anger faded. Now, they tread lightly. They finally understand I won't be taken for granted again. As for my sister? She never apologized, but she never asked for another dime, either. I'll take that as progress. And me? My business is thriving. My peace is intact. And every dollar I earn now, it's mine. Every single one.